Hello, I am going to solve some of the divisions that I assigned you on the Google Classroom. I don't know when was it. When did I assign it? Let me see the Google Classroom. I assigned it October 2nd. So last weekend, last Thursday, sorry, for your extra practice. Remember I told you it was a study guide, but that you didn't have to do it for a grade because you have a quiz on this tomorrow. So I'm gonna solve some of those exercises right now, okay? So that you just practice, or if you still have questions, I can help you with those, okay? So for example, let's say that I have 44 divided by 7, and this is just one, like division of one digit outside, okay? And it's just basically multiplication, right? Like it's just multiplication tables. So let me just focus. There you go. 44 divided by 7. How many times can I fit the 7 into the whole 44, right? That's what division means. Now I also said that we can start dividing by tens, right? Like these are 4 tenths. Can I fit the 7 into the 4? No. Therefore, nothing goes here, right? So I'm going to have to take the whole 44. And so the number has to be on top of the second 4. So 7 times 6 would give me 42. Now, remember, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Again, right? So we already divided, multiply. 7 times 6, 42. Subtract, bring down. Is there anything to bring down? No. So we're done. And how do we know we are correct? Because this 2 is smaller than this 7. So that's it. So my answer is 6 remainder 2. Let's do another one. What about if I have 86 divided by 4? Can I fit 4 into 8? Yes, it's a 2. 4 times 2, 8. 8 minus 8, 0. What else? Bring down the 6. Can I fit this 4 into the 6? Yes. How many times? 1. 4 times 1, 4. 6 minus 4, 2. And I'm done. So it's 21, remainder 2. Let's do another one. Let's do 81 divided by 4, so that we can see a different case. 81 divided by 4. 4 times 2, 8, right? 8 minus 8, 0, and I bring down the 1. Some of you sometimes say, oh, it's 0, that I'm done. Yeah, you are done, but you still have to keep on dividing, right? Because you already divided these 8 tenths, because that's 80. But you still have to say, can I fit this 4 into the 1? Yes, 0 times. That way is 4 times 0, 0, remainder 1, because this is a 20, 20, remainder 1. You need to check, right? Don't forget to check. If you multiply 20 times 4, and then you add the remainder, then you're going to have to end up with your final answer here, right? That's how you check. Now, again, this is a review of some skills that you already had from last year. What about, let me see. What about when the number is bigger? Instead of 2 digits, it's 3 digits. It's the same process. For example, can I divide the 3? No. So I have to take the 32. How many times does 5 go into 32? 6. So there's nothing here. 6. 6 times 5, 30. I subtract 2. Bring down the 7. 5 times what? 5. 25. Remainder 2. You see that? What about if I have, for example, let's just do another one. What if I have, let me see, 30, Let's do 302 divided by 7. Can I fit the 7 into the 3? No. So I have to take the 30, right? 7 times 4 is going to give me 28. Remainder 2. And I bring down the 2. 7 times 3, 21. Remainder 1. Okay? So this is some of the things that are going to be on your quiz tomorrow. Okay? So that's as far as it goes with that, that's it. Now, the other skill that is going to be tomorrow, and that I also gave you a worksheet for that. Let me just go to the other worksheet. The other worksheet is one that is about division by multiples of 10, okay? So, for example, if I have, let's just start with a simple one, okay? Multiples of 10. So, imagine that I have 30 divided by 10. Well, that's simple, right? Because remember that I told you that division is basically 30 divided by 10. You already know how to do this, right? Like you just take away the zeros. And then you end up with 3 divided by 1. 3. But whenever you have to do the division this way, the process of long division is the same. You now have to fit the 10 into the 30. But the steps are the same, so you take one number at a time. Can you fit the 10 into the 3? No. Can you fit it into the 30? Yes. How many times? 3. And now you're going to have to multiply this 3 by 0 and then by 1, okay? So in reality, you are multiplying 10 times 3 and you're going to end up with a 30, okay? So these, you're doing it here. 3 times 0, 0. 3 times 1, 3, which is exactly the same here, right? Remainder, 0. All right, now imagine that we don't have the 30 because that is a very simple one, right? And I began teaching you this once so that you understand the process. But now let's say that you have 35 divided by 10. Well, it's exactly the same. It's going to be a 3. 3 times 0, 0. 3 times 1, 3. Remainder, 5. 3, remainder, 5. Okay, now let's see one of the ones that you have over here. You have 155 divided by 80. Now, I told you that you have to make estimations, right? What number, like if this is an 80 outside, what number can you approach this 155 to so that it's easier? It's 160, right? So pretend for a little bit in your head, we're going to pretend that this is a 160. And if this is a 160, then how many times can it go? Well, it can go 2, right? Because 80 times 2 would give me 160. But here's the thing. This estimation is just for you to know, should I do this? You already know that if you make it a 2, it's going to be 160, and you don't have 160. So it is not going to be a 2. In reality, you're going to have to say, you know what? It's not 2, it's a 1. 80 fits into 155 one time. Where do you put the 1? Can you fit the 80 into a 100? No. So nothing goes here. Can you fit it into a 15? No. So nothing goes there. Can you fit it into 155? Yes, one time. And then you have to multiply this 1 times the 0 and times the 8. In other words, you're going to have to multiply 80 times 1, which is 80. So 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 8, 8. What comes next? I subtract. 5 minus 0, 5. 15 minus 8, 7. That's your answer. 1, remainder 75. Okay? How do I know I am correct? Well, because I can multiply 80 plus 1 plus the remainder, and it's gonna give me the same number. Okay, let's do another one. What about if I have 469 divided by 40? Well, this is simple, because look, one number at a time, right? Can I fit the 40 into the 4? No. What about in the 46? Yes, one time, right? Once. So the 1 goes there. 1 times 40 is 40, right? So 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 4, 4. That's my 40. 46 minus 40 is 6. And what do I do now? I bring down the 9. How many times can this 40 fit now into this 69? One time again. And then I multiply again. 1 times 40 is going to give me 40. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 4, 4. 69 minus 40, 9 minus 0, 9. 6 minus 4, 2. So 11, remainder 29, sorry. Next one. Let's do another one. We still have time. Well, yeah, the recording is 11 minutes so far. 775, let's do that one. 775 divided by 30. Okay. So, can I fit the 30 into the 7? No. What about the 30 into the 77? For sure. How many times? Well, you might say, I don't know, Ms. Rendon. Okay, well, what are multiples of 3? So 3, so it's 30, 60, and then the next one is 90, right? 90 is bigger than 77, so the answer is 2. And nothing goes here, right? Because I cannot fit it into the 7, it's into the 77. I start multiplying. Now listen, 30 times 2, you can do it on the side again. You're going to end up with a 60. 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 3, 6. So do the subtraction. 7 minus 0, 7. 7 minus 6, 1. Am I correct? Yeah, because so far this is smaller than this, so I can bring the next one down. All right. Here's the trick, right? Here's when many of us have issues. I don't know how much is 30 into 175 out of the blue. However, on the side, you can make an estimation. 175 is almost 180. And I know that 3 times 6 is 18. Therefore, 6 times 30 is going to be around 180. So this is how estimation works. You're going to have to decide, do I put the 6 here? Because if you put it, it's going to be 180. And so 180 is bigger than 175. So that should give you the warning, right? Remember that I make the sound. It's not 6. It's 5. 5 times 0. 0. 5 times 3. 15. 5 minus 0, 5. 7 minus 5, 2. 25, remainder 25. And I know that I am correct because this is smaller than the 30, okay? Let's just keep on going. Let's do other ones. Let's do this one. 3,093 divided by 50. Okay. Can I fit the 15 to 3? Oh, no. What about 50 into 30? No. How about 50 into 309? Yes. How many times? Well, that 309 is like, remember, it is like a 300, right? It doesn't mean that it is a 300, but it is like a 300. How many times would I have to multiply that 50 to make it into 300? 6. 6 times. Why? Because 5 times 6 is 30. So 6 times 0, 6 times 50, which is what you're supposed to be doing here on the side. Again, you can do it on the side, but then you're going to have to do it here anyway. So that's why Miss Rendon tells you that Miss Rendon is lazy. But Miss Rendon is not lazy. Miss Rendon wants to work smarter, not harder, right? So if you're going to do this anyway, you might as well do it here. But if this works better for you, that's fine too. You need to do whatever works for you. 6 times 0, 0. 6 times 5, 30. And I subtract. 309 minus 300, 9 minus 0, 9, 0 minus 0, 0, 3 minus 3, 0, right? What do I do now? I bring down the 3. How many times can I fit this 50 into 93? Only one time, because twice would be 100. So it's only one. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 5, 5. Remainder 43. So 61. Remainder 43. Let's do two more. 8,000. And those, 4 digits and 2 digits outside were not even, I don't think they're even going to be on your quiz, to be honest. But I just gave you some so that you would just practice. But let's just do one more of those. 8,359 divided by 70. Can 70 go into 8? No. Into 83? Yes, one time. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 7, 7. 83 minus 70, 13, right? 3 minus 0, 3. 8 minus 7, 1. Am I going correctly? Yes, because 13 is smaller than 70. Okay, so then I bring down the 5. How many times does 70 go into 135? Only one time, because 2 times would be 150, right? Because 7 times 2 is 14. So this is a 1 again. 1 times 70 is going to be 70. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 70. 1 times 7, 7. There you go. So it's 70 again. This is another subtraction. 5 minus 0, 5. 13 minus 7, or if you want to do this as 0 and then this as 13, right? 13 minus 7 is, I still use my fingers and that's okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6. 6, there you go. 65 is smaller than 70, so this is correct. 11, remainder 65. And then one more. Let's see. 584 divided by 80. Can I fit 80 into 5? No. What about into the 58? No. I'm going to have to grab the whole 584. But 58 is not, right? Like 580 is not like a multiple of 80. So I have to make an approach, right? What do I need to multiply 80 so that I come close to this number? I'm thinking 8 times 8 would be 640, right? So if I multiply it by 8, would be 640. So it is not 8. Obviously, it is not 9, because 9 would be 720. And that's not it. What about 7? That would be 8 times 7 is 56 and the extra 0. So I think it's 7. Because I have 584 here. And so this is good enough. One more and then I go over. So it is 7. 7 times 0, 0. 7 times 8, 56. 4 minus 0, 4. 8 minus 6, 2. So it is 7, remainder 24. All right. Bye.